Greetings all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the theory of equations which is included in the common course basic numerical methods. Before moving on to the topic, let us consider an example. 4 times a number increased by 3 equals twice the number increased by 5. Here I have given a situation of how equations are formed. So let us go through it. See, whenever we are thinking of a number which we don't know, we always take it as x. So here also let the number be x. Then 4 times the number means what? Always times represents multiplication. So 4 times the number means 4x. Now increased by 3. Increased by 3 means it is plus 3 equals, which means we have to put an equality sign. Twice the number, since the number is x, twice the number is 2x increased by 5. So we will get 2x plus 5. Now a statement is formed here. When you look at the statements, 4x plus 3 is an expression and 2x plus 5 is another expression. And here I have combined these two expressions using an equality sign. Now we can call entire statement as an equation. So what is an equation? We can define equation as an equation is a statement of equality between two expressions like this. Or we can say that an equation is one which combines two algebraic expressions like this. Now variables or unknowns. So this is a vital part of an equation. When you consider any equation like this, it consists of numbers as well as variables and their combinations. In this equation, we can say that this 4, 3, 2, 5, etc. are numbers and x is the variable. So, in an equation, our primary aim is to find that value of the variable. That is why we call variables as unknowns. Unknowns means something we don't know. So, all the variables in an equation can be otherwise said as unknowns. Now, solution of an equation. Solution of an equation means it is the value of the variable for which the given equation is true. Or we can say that it is that value of the variable which satisfies the given equation. For example, when you consider this equation, if I substitute x is equal to 1, what happens to this equation? Let us see. 4 times 1 plus 3 is equal to 2 times 1 plus 5. Again on solving, 1 is 4 plus 3 gives 7 is equal to 1 is 2 plus 5 again gives 7. Which means that if I substitute x equal to 1 in this equation, both the sides become equal, which means that the equation is satisfied, or in other words, the equation comes true. So we can say that x equal to 1 is a solution of this equation. So solution is nothing but the value of the unknown for which the given equation holds true. Next we are going to discuss about the different types of equations. So the first type is simple linear or first degree equations. This is nothing but a simple equation in one unknown. For example, you consider 2x plus 3 is equal to 5. This is an example of a simple linear equation which is otherwise known as the first degree equation. Here, why it is of first degree? Because here the highest power of the variable involved in it is 1. There is no x square term, there is no x cube term, there is no xy term, nothing. That is why this is a first degree equation or simple linear equation. Now the second type is simultaneous linear equation of first degree. Here this is otherwise known as a system of equations. So a system means it is not one. It contains more than one. That is why it is categorized as simultaneous equations in 2 unknowns and simultaneous equations in 3 unknowns. In the case of 2 unknowns, given 3 equations because it contains 3 variables. As an example, for simultaneous equations in 2 unknowns, I can write 2x minus 3y is equal to 5 and 4x plus 8y is equal to 15. So, here this is not a simple equation, it is a system of equations because it contains more than one. Here, the solution of this system of equations means that we have to find the values of x and y which simultaneously satisfies both these equations. Which means that we have to find an x and y which satisfies the first equation as well as the second equation together. Now, in the case of 3 unknowns, as I told you earlier, it contains 3 variables. As an example, 5x minus y plus z is equal to 10, 2x plus 4y minus 8z is equal to 25, and x plus 7y minus 6z is equal to minus 20. So here I have written 3 equations in 3 unknowns. So this is the case of simultaneous linear equation in 3 unknowns. Here also the solution means we have to find the values of x, y and z which makes all these 3 equations true. Now the last category we are going to study in this semester is quadratic, which is otherwise known as second degree equations. So quadratic equation means as I told here, first degree means the highest power of the variable involved in it must be 1. So what can you say about the second degree? So second degree means the highest power of the variable involved in it must be 2. For example, 3x square minus 5x plus 8 is equal to 0. When you consider this equation, you can see that the highest power of the variable involved in it is 2. And it is not necessary that it should contain the x term or the constant term. It should contain this term compulsorily, that is the condition. So this is an example of quadratic or second degree equation. Now in the coming times, what we are going to do is, we have to study how to solve all these types of equations. So now, let's look at 2 examples related to simple linear equations, which is the first category of equations. So, when you look at the first question, it is clear that this is a simple linear equation as the highest power of x is 1. In order to solve these types of equations, what you have to do is, you have to take all the terms containing x to one side and all the constant terms to the other side. Usually, in your smaller classes, you might have studied that for an equation there are 2 parts. This is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. So here what I am going to do is, I am going to take all the terms containing x to the left hand side and all the numbers to the right hand side. So here 4x is here on the left hand side and taking 3x to the left hand side. So this plus 3x becomes minus 3x. It is equal to plus 7 is already here on the right hand side. I am writing it as it is and I am taking this plus 7 to the right hand side. So it becomes minus 7. Now 4x minus 3x is x is equal to, what is 12 minus 7? It is 5. So x is equal to 5 is the solution to this equation. This is as simple as it is. Now coming to the second one, it looks like a bit bigger, right? But still you can identify that this is also a simple linear equation as it contains no x square and x cube terms. So for this, see there are some brackets here. So in such questions, our primary importance is in opening the brackets. So we have to open all the brackets first. So here in order to open this bracket, we have to multiply 7 with each of these terms. So 7 into 25 will give 170. minus 6x and minus 3x becomes plus 3x. This is equal to, again minus 50 is already on the right hand side. I am keeping it as it is. And now I am taking this 175 to the right hand side. So it becomes minus 175. Okay. Now minus 7x minus 5x. What is that? It is minus 12. Again minus 12x minus 6x is minus 18x. Minus 18x plus 3x is minus 15x. Or else you can do like minus 7 minus 5. If you are not okay with this calculation, you can do like this. See, minus 7 minus 5 minus 6 plus 3. So this minus 7 minus 5 will give minus 12 minus 6 plus 3. Then minus 12 minus 6 will give minus 18 plus 3, which is minus 15. Okay, so the entire term on the left hand side becomes minus 15x is equal to minus 15 minus 175. Since both are on the same side, we have to add them and put the same side. So it is nothing but minus 225. Now minus 15x is minus 225, which means 15x is 225. You can cut the negative on both the sides. So what can you say about x? So x is equal to 225 divided by 15, which is equal to 15. Because 15 square is 25, right? So x is equal to 15 is the solution to this equation. We can discuss one word problem. 2/3 of a number increased by 10 equals 24. Find the number. Here, as I told you earlier, if we are not knowing about the number, we have to take that number as x. So here also, I am taking the number as x. So let the number be x. Then what is given? 2/3 of the number, which means that 2/3 of the number. Here also, all following represents multiplication. I told you earlier, times also represents multiplication. So 2/3x increased by 10, which means plus 10 equal to 24. So what is the final number is a mistake. So what you have to do? You have to solve this equation in order to find the number. So you can take this x term. You can read the x term on the left hand side and take the numbers to the right hand side. So what happens? 2/3x is equal to 24 plus 10 becomes minus 10. So 2/3x is equal to 14. Right? So what is x? X is equal to 14. This by 3, when we take it to the right hand side, it becomes into 3. And this is 2 into x. So it becomes by 2. Multiplication becomes division and division becomes multiplication. So x is equal to 14 into 3 by 2. We can cancel this 14 and 2. It's 7. So 3 7s are 21 is the answer. And you can check it also. When 2/3 of 21 is multiplied with 10, whether you are getting 24 or not, you will get definitely. That is the way of confirming whether our answer is right or wrong. So the second category of equations is simultaneous linear equations in two unknowns. So in this case, I already told you that we will be given two equations containing two unknowns, and we have to find the value of those two unknowns which satisfy both the equations together. Okay, so for that we have four methods of solving such equations. The first one is elimination method. From the name itself, it is clear that we have to eliminate something. Okay. Then second one, substitution method. There we have to substitute for one unknown. Now the third method is matrix method, and the fourth one is Cramer's rule. And these two methods you will deal with only when you study matrices. So on the chapter related to matrices, you are going to study these two methods. For the time being, we can study these two methods only. So we are going to deal with the first method of solving simultaneous linear equations in two unknowns, that is elimination method. As I told you, in elimination method, what we are going to do is, here we are having two variables, right? So we are going to eliminate one of the variables. Okay, and it is your choice that which variable you want to eliminate. So I will show you both the methods of eliminating x as well as y. So in the first term, I am going to eliminate x. So you can x term, and I am going to make a new equation which contains only y, so that it is easy for us to solve, like a simple linear equation that we have studied earlier. Okay, so in order to eliminate x, usually we take the given equations as equation 1 and equation 2, and in both the equations what you have to do is you have to eliminate these two terms. In order to eliminate these two terms, the coefficient means what? The number that appears along with the variable. So the coefficient of x in both these equations must be the same. So what you have to think is how to make this 4 and this 3 the same. And you know that by multiplying with any other number you can't make 3 to 4 and you can't make 4 to 3 also. So what you can do is you can multiply the whole first equation with the second coefficient 4 and you can multiply the whole second equation with this 3. That is, we can just interchange the coefficients and multiply the whole equation. Okay, so first I am going to multiply the first equation with the coefficient in the second equation, which is 4. So what happens to the first equation? The first equation becomes 4 times 3x plus 4y is equal to 4 times 7. Since this is an expression of equality, whatever you are doing on the left hand side, you have to do it on the right hand side also. So here I have multiplied 4 on the left hand side, so the same thing I have to do on the right hand side also. Now opening the brackets, 4 3s are 12x plus 4 4s are 16y is equal to 7 4s are 28. So this is my new equation which I am taking as the third equation. Now what I am going to do? I am going to multiply 3 with the second equation. So what I will get? 3 times the second equation, 4x minus y is equal to 3 times 3. Now 3 4s are 12x minus 3y is 3 into y is 3y is equal to 3 3s are 9. This is my fourth equation. Now when you compare the third equation and the fourth equation, you can understand that the coefficient of x are the same in both the equations. So now it is easy for you to eliminate them. Okay. Now for eliminating them, first I am going to write them together. Like 12x plus 16y is equal to 28. The second equation, the fourth equation is 12x minus 3y is equal to 9. I am going to write like this. Okay, so this is our fourth equation and I have written both together. Now, in order to eliminate these two, either you can add the two equations or you can subtract the two equations. So, how to choose whether add or subtract? For that, you have to think. See, when you add 2x and 12x together, it won't vanish. It becomes 24x, right? But when you subtract like 12x minus 12x, the term gets vanished. So what you have to do? You have to subtract this equation from the other one. That is how we decide on whether to add or subtract. So here I am subtracting. Okay. So 12x minus 12x becomes 0, which means that I have eliminated the x term. Now what is remaining? 16y minus 3y. Why I am writing like this? Because you should not neglect this minus sign. Okay, because here we have one minus. So when you are doing the calculation, there is a chance that you will miss one of the minus. Okay, so 16y minus 3y is equal to 28 minus 19. Not 19, 28 minus 9. So 16y minus of minus is plus. So 16y plus 3y gives 19y is equal to 28 minus 9 is again 19. So what can you say about y? Therefore y is equal to 19 by 19, which is 1. So now we have the value of y here. Now what you have to do? You need x also. So in order to get the value of x, you substitute the obtained value of y in any one of the equations. Okay, either one, either or 2 or 3 or 4, but it is always easy to apply in the first two equations. So better you choose any one from these two. Okay, so here I am substituting y is equal to 1 in equation 1. Okay, if you want, you can substitute equation 2 also. So the equation 1 becomes, equation 1 is 3x plus 4y is equal to 7. Right? So this becomes 3x plus 4y means 4 into 1 is equal to 7. This means 3x plus 1 whole is 4 is equal to 7. Okay? So this becomes 3x is equal to 7 minus 4. So 3x is equal to 3, which gives x is equal to 3 by 3, which is 1. Okay? So the solution of this system of equations is x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1 is the solution. Now we can do the same problem by eliminating y also, as I told you. Okay. Now as I told you, for eliminating y also, what you have to do? You have to make the coefficient of y the same in both the equations. But here making the coefficients equal is bit easier. Why? Because see, here it is 4y and here it is y. So when you multiply the second equation entirely with this 4, what happens? Here the term y becomes minus 4y. Okay, so this is actually 4y and this also becomes 4y just by multiplying the second equation with 4. So there is no need to interchange and multiply. If you are making the coefficients the same, neglect the signs. No need to consider the signs, whether it is positive or negative, that is not a matter for us. You just make the numbers the same. Okay, so here the number is 4. We can make the number 4 here by just multiplying the second equation by 4. Okay, so I am going to multiply 4 with the second equation. So what happens? The second equation becomes 4 times 4x minus y is equal to 4 times 3. So this becomes 16x minus 4y is equal to 12. Right? So now this is our third equation. Now when you check the first equation and the third equation, the coefficients of y in both the equations is 4 when you neglect the signs. Okay, I told you sign is not a problem for us. So now I am going to solve these two equations together. So we have already the third equation. Now writing the first equation, 3x plus 4y is equal to 7. Okay, so here I am going to eliminate which variable? Y. So you have to think, in order to eliminate this minus 4y and plus 4y, what you have to do? Okay, so when you add these two expressions, for example, you are going to add these two equations, what happens? This minus 4y plus 4y becomes cancelled, it becomes 0y. One is negative and another one is positive. So automatically it gets cancelled. But if you subtract the two equations, what happens? This is minus 4y, this also becomes minus 4y, which gets added together because both are of the same size, right? So I am deciding that at this stage I am deciding that I have to add these two equations. Okay, so when you add these two equations, what happens? 16x plus 3x will give 19x, right? Minus 4y plus 4y is minus 4y plus 4y, which gets cancelled. This is equal to 12 plus 7. What is 12 plus 7? 19. So what I get? X is equal to 19 by 19, which is 1. Now as we did earlier, in order to find the value of y, you have to substitute this value of x in any one of the equations. So in the last case I have chosen the first equation, right? So this time I am choosing the second equation. It is up to you. Okay. So substituting x is equal to 1 in the second equation. What will you get? 4x minus y is equal to 3 is our second equation. If I substitute 1 for x, the equation becomes 4 times 1 minus y is equal to 3. Which is 4 minus y is equal to 3. Therefore, minus y is equal to 3. Therefore, becomes minus 4, right? So, minus y is equal to 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So, minus y is minus 1, which means that y is equal to 1. So, in this case also, you will get the answer or you will get the solution of the given system as x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1. Now we can discuss the second method, which is substitution method. Okay, so I am going to explain x I can write 7 minus 4y divided by 3 minus y is equal to 3. Okay. Now I am going to multiply this. Since this is a fraction, right? It has a numerator as well as denominator. So when you are multiplying a number with a fraction, you have to multiply that number to the numerator only. No need to multiply this to the denominator. Okay. So what happens? This becomes 7 fours are 28 minus 4 fours are 16y divided by 3 minus y is equal to 3. Okay. Now here I want to make it into a simple equation. So this in this fractional part is making me so much disturbed here. Okay. So I want to change this fractional part and I want to take this to the other side. But I can take this to the other side only if this is as a whole. But here the divided by 3 part is only restricted to the first term. This y does not have a by 3 part, right? So I am going to change this y in such a way that it contains a fractional part like this. Okay, so I am going to divide this y by 3. So at the same time I have to multiply by 3. Then only there won't be any change in the previous equation. Now I can write this as 28 minus 16y minus 3y whole divided by 3 equal to 3. Here both the denominators are the same, so I can write it in a common format like this. Now what happens is becomes 28 minus 6y minus 3y is minus 19y divided by 3 is equal to 3. Now what happens? I can take this by 3 to the other side, so it becomes into 3. So this becomes 28 minus 19y equal to 3 times 3 which is 9. Now I can do this. Minus 19y is equal to 9 minus 28. So minus 19y is equal to minus 19. So 19y is equal to 19. I can just cancel it like this. So what I get? So y is equal to 19 by 19 which is 1. Okay. So here I have obtained y as 1. Now in order to get x you can follow the previous method. When we get one variable, how will you get the other variable? You can just substitute in one of the equations. But here we have another privilege because in the third equation we already have what is x. Okay, so you can directly substitute here in the third equation. So in order to get x, you can write this x as 7 minus 4y by 3. This is our third equation. Now substitute here for y. So 7 minus 4 into 1 by 3 is equal to 7 minus 3 by 3. Sorry, 7 minus 4 by 3 and 7 minus 4 will give 3 divided by 3 which is 1. So thus we have obtained the same answer x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1 by applying the substitution method. Okay, so here I have substituted for x from the first equation. If you wish,